we are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. I don't believe this is going away anytime soon. The team has a lot of work and a lot of focus on this particular issue. We also need to give them the space and the support to focus on the much bigger picture, because it is not going away.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and looks like some internal employees at Twitter have decided to turn against old Jack Dorsey and record some conversations they had with him. Now, we don't know exactly how much more video there is, but I would say, to say the least, this clip is exactly what I would expect Jack Dorsey to say. It's exactly what I expect Twitter to be doing. And of course, the media doesn't care. Now, today is the 5th straight day of Twitter losses on in the stock market. And I will say that, this is a 5-day trend, essentially ever since they chose to make a very interesting political decision. As of right now, they're down 0.5%. But for the week, probably 10%. They peaked at, let's say, 49, and now they're at 45. So just about 10% loss. No big deal, right? And last night, interestingly enough, there was a whistleblower at Twitter. Leaked a video of Dorsey telling staff actions will be much bigger than Trump's ban. Quote, "This is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just one day." I mean, is anybody genuinely surprised by this? Boy, it'd be nice if I had an alternative right now. If only there weren't a tech monopoly. I suppose I'm going to have to bury the hatchet with Gab and get on over there. A leaked recording of Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey suggests that the company's policy enforcement actions will go far beyond banning President Trump. The right-wing news outlet Project Veritas released the clip Thursday, given to them by purported Twitter, quote, insider whistleblower who secretly recorded remarks by Dorsey to staff. Now, look, every time I report on something from Project Veritas, there are a lot of people that just want to discredit it immediately. I would ask that you watch the video. Watch the video and decide for yourself. Has Project Veritas had some spotty history? Yes. I'm not going to not acknowledge that. However, they have come through very strongly with a lot of hidden video of just bizarre, wild, crazy people that all turned out to be true as well. You should feel free to express yourself in whatever format manifestation feels right, Dorsey says in the clip. Dorsey, who recently addressed the controversy over his company's decision to permanently suspend the president, told staff in a virtual meeting that Twitter will do a, quote, full retro, and that will take some time, but drew focus on the platform's former most high-profile account. We know we are focused on one account right now. They're talking about Trump's. But this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, and the next few weeks, and go beyond the inauguration, Dorsey said. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it tied into real-world behavior, but also we need to think much longer term about how these dynamics play out over time. I don't believe this is going away anytime soon. Now, of course, big tech is fine making all their money off of it, only now pretending to care about some of the things that get going on these platforms. Dorsey referenced the actions taken against conspiracy theorists as part of a recent purge of Twitter accounts, telling staff, part of a much broader approach, that we should be looking at and going deeper on. Quote, the U.S. is extremely divided. Yeah, partly because of Twitter. Our platform is showing that every single day, Dorsey said. And our role is to protect the integrity of that conversation and do what we can to make sure that no one is being harmed based off that. And that is our focus. Well, that doesn't sound like the words of somebody who just runs a platform. That sounds like an editorial decision to me. Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe teased Thursday that more leaks from Twitter may come, saying, "We've had over a dozen people reach out to us this week with video evidence inside of Twitter." Stay tuned, O'Keefe said. They may be private companies, but they have more power than all three branches of government. Well, that's not true, but they have too much power. A Twitter spokesperson told Fox the remarks shown in the video were delivered to our more than 5,400 employees and are nearly the same words Jack shared in his recent tweet thread, offering context around the reflections on our work to protect the conversation in recent weeks. On Twitter, Dorsey defended Twitter's decision to permanently suspend President Donald Trump, saying that it was, quote, the right decision. He did acknowledge, however, taking such actions fragment the public conversation, divide us, and limit potential for clarification, redemption, and learning. Well, yeah. I mean, that didn't stop you, though, did it? Ultimately, Twitter needs competition desperately. And at this point, I don't know if you can get that without some government intervention. We saw how quickly they were able to smite out Parler. It took, 8 minutes? Run a few hit pieces, grab some of the worst posts out of millions on the platform, say you're worried about people's safety, poof, it's gone. Twitter, of course, didn't hold itself to the same standard. He also admitted that the power of his corporation in the global public conversation has set a dangerous precedent. Why don't you close it? In a recent interview on Hannity, O'Keefe told the host that in this time of moral and political crisis, I think courage is contagious, and we need all these whistleblowers coming to us inside, helping us expose. Now, I will say that I didn't think it was it was a leak. It was a video of Jack Dorsey. Was it that salacious? Not really. I mean, what did you expect him to say? I mean, of course they want more censorship. Of course Twitter wants more control of the public conversation. These are not surprising to anybody who's actually been plugged in. It's just, that's the way it is. Now, you see in this article, it says, warned staffers that social media giants' recent crackdown after the U.S. Capitol incident is just the beginning. It will be much bigger. This is the same platform that actively deboosted and hid the New York Post story about a specific laptop, even though it was proven to be 100% true. It's not going away, Dorsey warned during the Friday meeting. The U.S. is extremely divided. Our platform is showing that every single day. Look, how about you just, stop engaging in politics? Maybe Jack Dorsey, just go back to the mountains and heed your goats or whatever the case is. This is the thing. The blatant arrogance on ZDNet here of Zuckerberg and Dorsey Revolution Populi aims to help 1,000 social networks bloom. Revolution Populi, calling itself its developer SDK Facebook Ender Kit, expects new social networks enabled by a new blockchain-based database will pop up later this year. This is the good side of it. Ultimately, I want more competition, and blockchain is a great way to do it. It's a little more, it's decentralized, obviously. It's a little more difficult to take down, which is important in a world where, Jack Dorsey, two dudes can get in a room and shut down an entire company all they want. Apple, in regards of Parler, some people are saying Parler will be back on the App Store soon. I'm getting conflicting information on that. The official Parler account has not indicated anything that I've seen. I find it pretty hilarious that Twitter didn't ban the account too. I'm surprised they didn't, but they haven't really at least said anything here in months unless they purged their account. You know, June 1st was the last tweet they made. So everything's been all quiet from Parler, which was completely silenced. Twitter stock continues to go down, and as it should. Let's see about Facebook. I wonder if they're starting to recover yet. Yep, they started to recover now. Up 6 points. That's not great. That's a little sad. These tech monopolies need to be broken up. They need competition. At minimum, they need to allow people to compete. Shutting down alternatives doesn't stop the conversation. It just keeps it moving and just solidifies some of the worst ideas that people have. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, as always, for bad ideas. Censorship is never the answer. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.